so you can see. This is the place where Napoleon Bonaparte is buried after he was exiled by the Emperor of France. So this is the landscape around the Great Eiffel Tower as you see it coming into view. A little bit of fog and mist in the early morning in France. So here we are at the Arc de Triomphe. So this is the hustle and bustle of the Arc.
You doing a good side?
Pastry shop on almost every block in Paris. There's a beautiful house coming up further down Champs-Élysées to the right with a gorgeous gate around it from the end of the 19th century. This house was built for one of Napoleon III's mistresses. It's away behind those trees down there to the left. There must be a policeman, which again was built for the World's Fair of 1900. So a sword, commoners were hanged, drawn and quartered, whatever. Only aristocrats had the privilege to be decapitated, and sometimes, especially if you had a clumsy, executioner, well, it took way quicker. It was also painless. At least that's what they said. I hate to disappoint you, but you're not going to see the guillotine here this morning. Why? Number one, because the last public, and I do mean public execution in France, believe it or not, took place in 1939, shortly was 33 years old when he was commissioned, when he was hired by Napoleon III for the construction of the new Paris Opera House. That was in 1861. See the letter N up there for Napoleon III and the letter E, too, for Eugenia, Napoleon III's Spanish wife. Look at the marble columns. The marble was extracted from the Pyrenees and other mountains in the southern part of France. Look at the bust up there above the windows of some of the biggest composers in the history of music. It took a little less than 15 years to build the opera house. Garnier, the architect, was also an interior decorator. He was a sculptor. He was a man of many talents who built the casino in Monte Carlo on the French Riviera, signed that famous petition against the Eiffel Tower, and died in Paris at the very end of the 19th century. The Paris Opera House was Garnier's, ultimate masterpiece, of course. The other side of the Opera House has just been cleaned up recently, and they're still working on it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is also the main shopping district in Paris. This is where all the big stores, the department stores, are. They're all on the same street in front of us, Boulevard Haussmann. See, there are two galleries left. These people knew how to work. and had good taste, too. My father came to Paris coming up to the left.
Oh, there it is.
We're meeting our guy right there.
Huh? What is?
We'll be over here.
There's a smaller Arch of Triumph coming up on your right-hand side. Just like the Arc de Triomphe that we saw earlier, the courtyard was enclosed. The arch now on your right-hand side used to mark the main entrance to the Tuileries Palace when Napoleon lived, and later he's absolutely refused to be associated with the old world, the monarchy. I mean, he was defender of a new dynasty, and because he had such a huge ego, he felt kind of overshadowed, if you know what I mean, by all the kings, all the Louis who lived at Versailles. Napoleon was born on the Isle of Corsica in 1769, 1 year exactly after the... This, on your left, is the museum's south side, everybody, which is half a mile long. Now, we're going to follow the Seine all the way down to Notre Dame. Listen, hear Mass in the morning when they lived here. Folks, this is the heart, the center of Paris. We're getting close to Notre Dame. She was held captive in the middle tower, third one from the left, on the second floor. A few weeks after her husband's execution, she was separated from her two children, a boy and a girl. She wasn't sandblasted or anything. They used lasers, lasers longer, but it lasts long years of l'Académie Française, the French Academy, which was established in 1635 by Cardinal Richelieu. Remember the Richelieu from the Three Musketeers? It was Louis XIII chief minister. Their job is to promote and protect the French culture and the French language. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not leave anything on the bus. Make sure to take all your